Yeah, I thought after the first 6 or 7 minutes, I thought we kind of settled in. And it wasn't that we weren't playing hard. I just didn't think we were quite all on the same page and gave up some easy stuff defensively. If we didn't turn them over, I felt like in the first half they were scoring it at a little bit higher clip than we wanted to. And that's something that we've talked about. We can't really be feast or famine, like turn them over or give up baskets. That's not really the way we want to play. And so it's a work in progress, but still going to work through that with these guys just to try to get everybody, all five. It'd be like we'd be pressing and four of them would be working and then they'd throw it over the top and maybe the other one wasn't, and so and then we get in the half court and maybe something similar. Offensively, I thought we got what we wanted most of the night. I think these guys would probably tell you they were fairly comfortable on that end. Would like to see the threes go in at a little bit higher clip. We're getting a little picky here, but we need to be, and we need to figure out ways to get better because we know what's coming here pretty quickly. But to get that many people involved, we did meet quite a few of the goals that we had set pregame, so that was great. We got assists up again, so I love that we're sharing the basketball. We wanted to get 6 in double figures. That's what we talked about. Wanted to shoot it over 50%. So there were some things that we did pretty well. But yeah, proud of them. That was a step for us. I thought we had to get after them a little bit in practice, but I thought we took some steps in practice too. So maybe we'll keep kind of finding this little edge that we need to play with as we move forward. But yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Questions for Jordan and Mimi?
Mimi, what did you see from this TSU defense that allowed you to attack frequently tonight? What did you see that, you were able to go down low tonight? What was your strategy going into tonight's game?
Really just to play hard, and it was a few mismatches. We knew that coming into the game, and I think I didn't start off the game very well, and Coach Kellogg kind of sat me down and gave me a chance to come back in and readjust myself, and just knowing that my presence in the paint is needed. So that was pretty much it.
Jordan, I guess, what was different after the first handful of minutes there when you guys really took off and separated?
I think we finally just kind of settled in on defense a little bit more. We knew we could score, but we wanted to get stops. And once we started getting stops, then the point differential, you could see it. And, yeah, so I think it was just our defense getting stops.
Jordan, surpassing 1,000 points at WVU for tonight, were you aware of closing in on that honor, and did you know which bucket it was or how much you needed or anything like that?
No, I mean, I knew in the beginning of the season that I was going to eventually get it, but I had no idea I was that close or it was going to be this game.
What's it mean to you to get 1,000 points? I mean, obviously you're well over 1,000 for your career, but at the one school, what's it mean to you?
It's great. I'm glad to have my name in the book on that paper, so yeah, it's great.
It seemed like the ball moved really well tonight, maybe as well as it had in most of the games this year. Conscious effort, something emphasized coming in, or was it just the way you all meshed together playing?
Honestly, I think it was the loss to Villanova, and we went back and watched the film, and I think that was hard to watch. We did not assist the ball well. We did not move the ball well. And I don't think it was with any intention. It was just more of us. We have a lot of transfers here. We have a lot of connections that's being built. So, after seeing that game, I think we really put an emphasis on, finding an open man. And then, the ball, if the ball's supposed to come back to you, it will. And I think we did a good job of that tonight. And, we're going to continue to build off that.
And then it seemed like you were really patient on some of your drives and moves to the basket. Again, a conscious thing, something that coaches have talked to you about, being patient and taking what's there after a move or two?
Yeah, for sure. Coach JC has been, telling me just take my time, see if the double coming, and then make my move. So that just really was in the back of my head before going and making a read. And then sometimes the pass opportunity is there when I take my time as well.
Nice meeting you. Thanks, Jordan.
Big 50.
Great job.
Yeah.
Great.
Happy birthday,
take your
Coach.
Cupcake.
We'll leave that one for you.
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll take questions for Coach.
So, Coach, when you're able to have them turn the ball over 35 times, but also you're driving in the lane, drawing contact, how does that make you feel, especially after the previous couple of games like Ohio State and Villanova?
Well, it feels great. Obviously, that converting points off turnovers is something we pride ourselves in. We were able to do that a little more tonight than you're going to do against, Villanova and Ohio States of the world. So that's why I was talking about the half court, because it can't be one or the other. There will be nights, and we get into, league play where we're not going to turn people over 20 times. And so now we better be great in the half court, and we better fly around, and we better have the identity that we need to have. And that's the piece that I've been trying to get them to understand is we've been giving up, like we're awful in the country and giving up like assisted baskets. But that's because it's one or the other. We go for the steal. Now we're playing in a number disadvantage. So now they're moving the basketball and they're getting easier baskets. So we got to get back to getting the ball in front, working, keeping it out of the paint, having resistance. And so when we do that, I think we have a chance to be pretty good. When we pair that with turnovers, obviously that's when you have an elite defense, which is what we've been able to do the last couple of years that this group just hasn't quite got yet. And that's okay. It's still early, but it's a work in progress.
Mark, this was a 2-point game after like 9 minutes, and you wanted to run to make it 10 at the end of the first quarter. But, I mean, what are you talking about there? Just a team you're obviously much better than, kind of hanging around.
Yeah, I probably can't tell you exactly what was said in that one. But we weren't happy at all with that first quarter. Obviously, it looked a little bit better on paper to go up 10, but it wasn't very good through those first 7-8 minutes for sure. And so, yeah, we lacked some of those things that I already alluded to. We weren't all on the same page. Some of us were playing hard, some of us not quite. Maybe a bad rotation. They were scoring, I thought, at the rim, maybe a 1-3 that I remember. Did they hit 2 in the first? Did they hit 2? No, just 1. So they hit 1-3, and that's not what they do. They're supposed to be like a mid-range jump shooting team, and we're giving up layups. So just those types of things that we have to be better in those areas. I thought offensively we were okay, but still missed some shots and left some meat on the bone, so to speak.
For as frustrating as that probably was, is it good to know this team can flip the switch and just kind of run the floor?
Yeah, I mean, yes, and I think we've known that. I'm not surprised that we can. Consistency is something we're preaching with this group too, and we tried to break it into like 5-minute segments. Instead of worrying about a 40-minute game, let's just really focus on a 5-minute segment. Let's focus on one possession, giving all-out max effort, which I don't think we always do yet. And so just trying to teach this group how hard you have to play when you get into the Big 12 and every single night. And so, we're going to get 2 tests now coming up for the rest of the week, so that will help us prepare for that, for the Big 12. But it's Power 4, programs from here on out for us. So it's we're going to kind of ratchet up a level in competition now.
If you can, is there an update on Jordan Thomas before?
It's day to day. So, yeah, we anticipate her to be back.
Coach, Carter McRae steps in tonight in an efficient outing, 5 of 6. What did you enjoy from her on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, well, I think you probably have seen it coming. She's been a little bit better here in the game. She's been better in practices. She battled several injuries early, so that just put her behind the 8 ball a little bit. So I think she's been waiting for her opportunity. But she's slowing down. Game is slowing down, I think, in her mind a little bit. She was a really good player at Wisconsin and scored and rebound, and we thought she might be our best rebounder, and she still may be when it's all said and done. I thought she took advantage of some of the mismatches in size that she had. The challenge will be when we get to some of the league and you're going against 6'4", or bigger in there. Now she's going to get challenged even at another level. So just continue to help her prepare for that competition when it hits. But really good rebounder, explosive, athletic, can put on the floor a little bit, score with her back to the basket. So I think you're just starting to see her full display of the skill set.
Coach, you've been with Jordan obviously every step of her career. For her to get 1,000 points in basically less than 3 seasons at one school, when she obviously said what it meant to her, does it mean anything for you as a coach? Yeah, well, I think it does. In this day and age too, with the transfers and everybody moving and bouncing. We talk about it a lot actually as a staff. Like, what now is a 1,000-point score? If you get half of them here and half of them, at a previous school, are you do we put you up on the wall as a 1,000-point scorer? Do we not? I don't know that I have the answer to that, but now I don't have to worry about it with Jordan. Like, she goes in the record book. Like, she is one of the, that's an exclusive club, and she probably downplayed it a little bit, and I hadn't even mentioned it to her. I knew it was coming and that she was pretty close and may get it tonight. But you're an exclusive company now, and you add whatever else she's already scored. She's a really good college basketball player who's done it at the highest level. So love that kid to death. She's been with me from day one. So just happy that she's also playing a little bit better. So I think she's starting to play a little more freely.
Have you coached on your birthday before?
I have, many times probably, to be honest, yeah. I can't remember the last one, but I remember on 40 I did, so 10 years ago, and I do remember that one. It didn't go as well as this one, so.
Is that fun or just a distraction or like?
I'm not really a birthday guy anyway, so it didn't. I did the exact same thing today I did last week when we played on Monday, so it didn't. Had a few more messages and notifications for Facebook and different things that popped up, which is always fun, and you can reminisce. But I'll get back to some people tonight, I guess, after this one. But also got to turn my attention to Georgia Tech pretty quickly. So business as usual.
They've had some struggles, but they're pretty battle tested. How important will this game be for you Thursday?
Yeah, really important. Yeah, and I haven't watched them a whole lot at all, to be honest. So I can't give you any real scouting report yet on them. I know they played Norfolk tonight. But yeah, Power 4, new coach, so, they'll be good from what I hear from our coach that has that scout. So it'll be a great challenge for us and level up in competition. And then obviously we get ready to go to A&M too with our, I guess, true and only true road test of the non-conference will come up on Sunday. So 2 big ones coming. Obviously we'll put our full attention to Georgia Tech and get ready for them starting tomorrow morning.
You've had a pretty big gap in competition level between some of your wins and then your losses, obviously. Does that get mentioned at all? Did you share that with the team a little bit? Like say, hey, here's the chance we can show how far we've come or where we are right now for these next couple of games?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is every preseason. This isn't abnormal where, we actually have probably even more like Power 4 type games this year than we typically have in the non-conference. So we go through this, and that's why we always talk about the standard and playing to that. And, when you lose to Villanova the way we did, and as Mimi said, it's exposed a lot, and we had a not fun film session after that one. But what I've loved is some of the, the adjustments that we've made. But yes, to your question, yeah, it hasn't been quite to the same level of competition. So now the next challenge is, can we do that when we level up in competition? And that's what we're about to find out over the next couple days. So can we be a little more efficient offensively? Can we finish at the rim against some size, right? Can we continue to move the ball? How tough are we defensively to get stops against this, most likely these better teams? So yeah, we'll get back to the drawing board and we'll have a plan.
Coach, Mimi obviously talked tonight about how she didn't get off to a good start in the first quarter, and she obviously didn't play in the fourth quarter. So her 23 points comes in a 20-minute span, basically. Have you seen those kind of like spurts from her, like in practice and other games, and so and if so, I guess what she did tonight maybe wasn't a surprise or
yeah, no, I don't know. I wasn't overly surprised by it by any stretch. She's a very capable offensive player without question. She's a good basketball player. She's a skilled basketball player. I love the 6 assists to the 2 turnovers. That's the next step that I've been wanting to see from her on the offensive end. Thought her shots were good today. Still challenging her on the defensive end to keep going, and there's the motor in there, and we've seen bits and pieces of it, but I just want it over consistent, and to stretch it a little bit longer. And I think if she does that, she'll have a great impact throughout the whole year. But, she's a scorer. She scored a lot of points, too, already in her career, so she knows how to put the ball in the bucket.
And keeping with the theme of the night, have you seen the movie Wicked?
No. I have no idea. Yeah, I even thought Chris had something on the pregame notes, and I was like about to call him. I'm like, dude, I think this is a misprint. And then I asked Kayla, she's like, oh, that's Wicked. I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't. All right. Shouldn't have ever questioned him. He's got it.
How important is it to go from the Georgia Tech game to Texas A&M in such a quick turnaround right before you get to Big 12 play?
Yeah, well, it's just like it's the same as Big 12 play. So it's play a game. You have 2 days, 2-day prep to get ready for the next one, and that's typically what Big 12 play is. When you play Wednesday, Saturday, typically it moves a little bit, but so the timing is actually really good. That's part of the reason we did this was, one's at home, one's on the road. That will be Big 12 play as well. But we come back and have a little break. We got finals, obviously, before we get ready for Houston in the Big 12. So it'll be a great little test. It'll be a routine for us that our players haven't had to go through. So yeah, excited for them to do that. We're going to learn a lot more about us, and I'll know a lot more about us next week at this time.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you all.